Kev, 3 big points on Saturday, but focus now turns to Tuesday as we take on a really tough Altrincham team.
Yeah, listen, I think it's, to get the 3 points against the team that are up in the playoffs was important, and to follow up the game Tuesday that we obviously won. So pleased with that, but it's quickly put to bed, especially with the amount of games that were in quick succession. So we prepare and be ready for Tuesday.
How pleasing was it to come from a goal behind against a playoff team and then add a couple more in stoppage time as well?
Yeah, I think having conceded, despite having good control in the game, that was disappointing, obviously. So good character to show that the ability to come from behind, and we felt like we grew stronger in the game as it went. Obviously they were down to 10 men, and it can make a difference. I think the fact that we scored straight away after the send-off probably helps, because it can become very difficult against 10 men.
And 4 different goal scorers as well. Harry Cardwell getting back in the goals, a couple of subs off the bench, and centre back in Ollie Kensdale chipping in as well. How pleasing is it to have the goals spread around the team like that? Yeah,
listen, I think it's just first and foremost to be scoring goals is important. No matter where on the pitch it is, but I suppose especially for forwards, to be getting amongst the goals is key. Card's getting off the mark again after a little while, so from his injury, so pleased with that, and we want the subs to have an impact, something we haven't had all season, so it's nice to be able to do that and bring them on and contribute like they did at Maidenhead as well.
How was Ollie Kensdale after that whack he took to the face?
Yeah, a little bit sore, and he's got a little cut under his eye, so hopefully he's settled down.
Yeah, what's the latest with Ollie Coker as well? I believe he was out doing some running before the game at the weekend.
Yeah, no, he joined in training, so just getting a bank of training under his belt to see where he is and how close he can be.
Yeah, and how important will it be when you are able to welcome some players back in such a busy run of fixtures that we can have a few more options to pick from?
Yeah, listen, it's huge. I think this stage of the season, it's a relentless league that we all know, and every club has to deal with the fixture congestion, if you want. We've had games called off, which means now it's Saturday, Tuesday for quite a period. So it's quite an intense part of the season, and you be able to freshen it up every now and then is going to be important going forward. We're still short in terms of numbers from what a lot of other clubs will be, but to have options on the bench like we have done the last few weeks has been good.
Tomorrow's opponents, Altrincham, they haven't got the results they maybe would have wanted in their last few, but they've still got some great players, haven't they, as we've seen in our previous meetings with them?
Yeah, listen, and they've not had a few results recently that have gone their way, but it happens in this league in terms of a little bit of momentum goes one way or another. So listen, they've got a good enough team that can change any time, and I'm sure they'll be try and get something and put an end to that. But as you say, dangerous players all over the pitch and a very, very good team, and it's no accident they're up in where they are in the league, and we'll be there no doubt come the end.
Kevin, you could have scored 9 or 10 goals on Saturday. Really, how pleasing is it to see your side attacking so well now?
Yeah, but this we go through even when we hadn't scored goals, we were still creating the same number of chances we had from before, and I think that was part of the reason we didn't change things too much or show a lack of belief in the players. I think we had 20 something shots on the weekend, but if you go through the games, even when we were still creating chances and still having shots and crosses, so we knew that. So it was important to keep the belief and keep believing in the players, and hopefully, and we knew that would hopefully come right.
And that's 2 wins on the bounce now. When you're in that kind of winning form, is it good to be going Saturday, Tuesday, keep the momentum?
I'll tell you that after Tuesday, it's like, listen, any time you win football matches is good for the confidence, like it is when you don't win. So we're pleased that we've managed to get a couple of wins on the bounce, and but that's put to bed. You just deal with the next game ahead of you and see what comes of that.
And 4 of your next 5 games coming at Roots Hall, and you hadn't won there since the start of January, so that must be a bonus for you.
Yeah, please. I think it helps in terms of travel and stuff like that when it is such an intense period. We've got Oldham coming up, which is a journey, but to have the games at home is probably, in terms of that respect, will probably be important. But listen, only if you get good results does it show at the end that it was worth it.
And Altrincham tomorrow night, They've got one of the best attacking records in the league, but Southend obviously have the best defensive record in the league, so it should be an exciting watch.
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll be, and as has been whenever we've played them, both at Roots Hall and at their place, that tight games, and not too much in them. So yeah, they'll pose a big threat. We know that, and we've seen what their strengths are, and it's pretty obvious they're a good attacking side, and they've got some real dangerous players in them areas. So we've got to be on our game. We've got to perform. It doesn't matter who you come up against. You've got to perform. And
finally, the issue of the takeover still not being complete has come back into the headlines recently. Is that affecting the dressing room in any way? It doesn't seem to be with recent results.
Yeah, listen, I think, and this is where you've got to give the consortium and everyone who's come in credit for what they've done so far, and the leap of faith they've taken as well. I think it's hugely important to recognise that they've come in at a time when the club was in desperate need of it, and that shouldn't be lost on anyone. And they're doing some great work for the club right now, and hopefully going forward that will continue. I'm sure it will, and we can give them some results on the pitch as well, which will help.